Jo here from Creative Empowerment. Welcome to my channel. Today we're doing a pick a card reading about shame, and I haven't filmed these readings yet, but it feels kind of deep to me, and I know that I've been working on my own stuff around this, and you'll notice that if you've been watching the last few videos, they're all very deep. The shadow self, the inner child, and then another healing one. So we're working really deeply with healing, which is very much akin to my own heart. So as with all picker cards, I'll guide you through the process of choosing the right pile for you. So we have 3 piles here, pile 1, pile 2 and pile 3. We have K2 crystal heart. We have the blue calcite big puffy heart. And then we have the third one, which I don't remember what it is, but it's a lovely black and sort of a smoky purpley kind of colour. So have a look at those 3 piles. The cards are drawn below. I will be drawing some more cards as we go. Now, obviously this is a group reading, so if, take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you would like a private reading, there is a link in the description box below. As always, please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more readings like this. I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1, if you chose the beautiful K2 heart, then this is your reading. K2 is very much a crystal about expanding your consciousness and your awareness, as well as opening your third eye, your crown chakra. It's a very intuitive spiritual stone, very clairvoyant, all those sorts of things. So those things may come out and relate in this particular reading, but this is all about where shame is showing up in your life, and the messages that why it's there, why it's still there. So we have Blackbird for you, and Blackbird is a really, really interesting bird and message, as well as sort of energy to bring in about shame. Blackbird is all about being in the in-between stages. So it's like it's on the edge of being in reality, as well as already sort of stepping one foot into the void or the twilight, or the spirit world. So that kind of really goes with the crystal that you have chosen. It's about diving into the other side. There's a cave in this picture, which is a cave to the underworld or other world. And I feel like now you may have many things in your life that that you have levels of shame about. This reading feels like it's about one thing in particular. And so while we're doing this reading, I want you, if you haven't already connected with what this thing is, I want you just to take a moment and to feel the first thing that pops into your head. Feel, think, see, whatever it is your clair is, allow it to bring it, into the front of your mind. Because it's very important for you to see how by bringing this into a sharper focus, you'll be able to move on from it. Because it feels like misty. It feels misty, like you can't, perhaps your shame is sitting up here and you don't want to go down deeper. Perhaps this shame is, you feel like you know it, but you don't want to go deeper. Like there's this element here of leaving it in the shadows, leaving it in the misty sort of horizon there. And the thing about Blackbird is that it's able to go to the other side. So here I want to say to you that this is about going further than you're prepared to go. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that I want you to push yourself into something you're not ready for. What I mean is, in the past, you have not been ready to go to the other side to work with this. This feels very like I'm getting a lot of nervousness coming in my body. Very much around the heart, because I'm really noticing the breast and the chest area of the blackbird. Could relate to also physical shame around the breast area. So however that's showing up for you, there are many ways that could be happening. It could be that, you know, you've had particularly big breasts, you've had someone who has a third nipple, you know, like all those sorts of things. It could be any single thing. But they're showing me the breast here, and, you know, the breast feels exposed. So it's either the heart region for you, that it's a very, very much attached to your heart, or that it's related to the breasts in particular. So that doesn't have to be all females, because it can be males that may have like a third nipple, or they may have breasts that, you know, are different in looks, and they don't add up to what you feel like you should look like. So there's some shame there, or whatever it is. Right, so I want to bring in another card here, which is, and I don't even know how to say these names. Ajna Durga, Power of the Good. And this is Oracle of, what are they? Earth Warriors Oracle. And here I feel that there's a lot of transformational energy. We have the breast issue, like it's sort of showing clothing, but it almost looks like the breasts have been removed. But there is also a tiger in this, and a butterfly. So I feel like there's a transformation, and there's also a butterfly at the crown. So for me, this, you know, the blackbird being on the very edge of something, perhaps this issue has taken you to the very edge of, you know, being comfortable within your own body, feeling comfortable in your own skin, being comfortable with the sex that you are, whether that's male or female, or how you identify. But the other thing that seems to be coming up with this card as well is that this shame is designed to take you over and through what it is you feel like you can cope with. Now, you may not like hearing that, and I probably wouldn't either. But as I said before, this is about, you know, about psychic vision. This is about psychic vision. There is a very strong pull to the third eye in this card. And then there's this real deep, you know, deep tiger energy, which feels very spirit animal, almost shamanish. So it feels like beyond the veil, or in the veil, there's a message here for you around the shame that you're carrying with you at the moment. And I think I want to bring all these cards out, actually. So we've got the Fool reversed, and we have the Seven of Cups reversed here. Now, these are to help explain what we're looking at, and this is a message from Spirit. So we'll come back to that in a moment. So what I'm getting here is that you actually don't have a choice. You don't have a choice but to address this, because it is something that you have been putting away, putting to the side, not wanting to go there with it. And the Seven of Cups reversed feels to me that there is no choice, you know, a card of too many choices, unlimited choices. It's saying that you don't have a choice to move through this and move beyond it. It's not meant to put you in a little box and keep you there, this shame. It's meant to, you know, be a lesson and for you to move on from it. It's not meant to be, you know, it feels like a tire around my neck. It's not meant for that. It's not meant to be heavy and be worn like, you know, a badge that you need to keep for the rest of your life. We have the Fool in the reverse. So there's quite an enlightenment sort of feeling here. We've got the lotus flowers, which is a symbol of enlightenment, and they're at the top of this card. We also, we have that rebirth aspect in this card, but we are seeing it in the reverse. So I feel like, you know, you're a bit reluctant to start this journey, which I really understand. I really do understand the reluctance to get on, to go here. And it feels like you may be going, you know, back, all the way back to zero. There's this message with that. But that's a message twofold, and it reminds me of that blackbird, because the blackbird is comfortable on both levels, you know, the 3D level and the void level, or the veil, the other side of the veil. The full is the zero. So if we go back to zero from whatever point of life we're in, going all the way back, it means that we process and, you know, move back down through our childhood till we get to zero, which means that, you know, we're clearing that energy timeline. Doesn't mean you can't go further back as well, but I'm not going to go there. That's, you know, a little bit of a different one, and I do feel like I will do a past life reading soon, actually. But this full, when it comes to zero, it comes back to, you know, unlimited potential. And that's what I feel like this is. It's like wiping the slate clean, but your hesitancy to go there, you know, could restrict how long this might take for you. I feel like you've been getting pushes from spirit. I feel like, you know, this may have been coming up for you quite recently, which is probably why you've picked this video if you've chosen it and you haven't been someone who's watching my channel. Now, the message from Spirit is, Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. Now, the Spirit Fox is so cunning. Fox is a beautiful guardian of the spirit world, you know, able to be very light on its feet, able to go into the shadow, able to come back out again. So I feel like this message from Spirit is that, you know, this may challenge you, but you're capable. You have the ability to move into this and through it, come out the other side. And when you come out the other side, I feel like you'll be more of who you are. And I really, really love that. I feel like you're going to wear your own colours, you know, like be proud of the things that define you as you being you. And wear them very openly, very proudly, instead of hiding yourself and hiding the parts of you that you are feeling ashamed of, whether that is in the breast region or in, you know, your entire physical body. Now, I did want to just bring in some extra messages here for you, pile one. Okay. Now we want to take that one too. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles, we have the Devil, and then we have the Five of Cups. All very black looking cards. Now I feel like that this is relating to you going into this thing. I also feel I've got a message about substance abuse, the Devil here, and perhaps this is, perhaps you know, overcome this shame in your body by using substances, or, you know, shopping, whatever it is, TikTok, whatever it is that numbs you. That's that feeling here, that the way you've been coping is by numbing the system. And just know that that's okay, because this is a tactic you use to help yourself. And when you don't need to help yourself anymore, that can fall away. I feel like you may need to look outside yourself to get this help, Blackbird, to work with this shame. This is a collaborative card. It's sitting under the No Choice, and it's sitting under the Blackbird. So this could be that you know, do some energy healing, some hypnosis, some EFT, you know, whatever it is that you find is your way of working through this. Now, if you, in the past, if you've used psychology and when you think about this, it doesn't feel right, then don't use it. You know, I'm not against anything. It's just that if you get a message because, you know, you're a card of someone who is connecting with the other side, maybe just doesn't feel that strongly about it yet. But if you get a message that that's not the right way to deal with this, then don't do it. It's like you won't have a choice about how this comes to you, how this help comes to you. Someone will get suggested to you, whatever it is. Follow that direction. This card here, where the cups are spilt and there's 2 cups behind you. This is the cup of acknowledging whatever pain this is. This isn't about saying that this is how it's going to continue. This is about saying, now I can look at those things in the light of day. I'm not hiding what those things meant for me, did for me. You know, I'm letting the emotions of this shame run its course, because with our bodies, we don't want to hang on to this stuff. We become, you know, I was just saying today that as I'm aging, I've realised how bad I've been to my body, and I really wish that I had woken up a bit earlier and realised that, you know, substance abuse and things like that, I could have been a lot nicer to my body. I could have looked after myself better. But then that person reminded me, but I know now and I know what to do now. So, you know, power to you wherever you are. This is not about wallowing in this. This is moving beyond it. It's allowing the emotions to run. It's understanding that this is how you've been feeling for a very long time. You haven't been processing or allowing these feelings to surface, which is when you can then move beyond them and move on from them and realize what it is that you do have left. So a very deep message for you, pile 1. Thank you for being here. If you would like, you know, more personal information, there's a reading link in the description box below. If you've enjoyed this or you got value out of it, you may not have enjoyed it. Please like, share and subscribe. Send it to friends, however, you know, you do it. But thank you for being here. Hope to see you again in the future. Bye for now. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose the beautiful blue calcite heart, this is your reading all about shame. Wow. Okay. So we have Raven. Wow. Deep, deep, deep energies going on here for you around shame. Whoa. So Raven is shown here in front of the White Mount, which later becomes the Tower of London site. And ravens are, they continue to be housed at the Tower of London site. They have their own ravens. Now, Raven comes in talking to you about balance, but when I say balance, what I mean by that is it's like unearthing something that you have long wanted to be dead. So the shame for me for you feels very deep, as in what I mean by that is everyone's shame, you know, it's deep. There is no other way of talking about shame, because otherwise we wouldn't carry it with us. Not that we want to, but it feels like it's buried very deep. You know, like you've buried it down under this mount. But the thing about this is that I'm seeing that it doesn't want to stay there. It doesn't want to stay where you've put it, because what I'm seeing is almost ruptures, you know, things leaking from where you've buried it. And the other thing that it's doing, it's drawing this separate line. You know, there's the mount, there's the river or the emotions, and then there's the barrenness underneath. So, you know, the way that it's working for you right now doesn't feel so great. It's going to be different for everybody, but it's like masking, or, you know, it's like getting some tape to put this big gaping wound. It feels like that to me, and doesn't feel like it's doing you any good inside. Doesn't feel like it's releasing these trapped emotions, is what I want to say. Now, as I said, it feels like you've buried it really deep, and the thing that Raven is talking to you about is giving the opportunity to balance it out. It's giving you the opportunity you know, to have it, to let it die, you know, not to continue to carry it with you, but to actually put it to rest so that you can bring something new in. You know, there's a lot of bare branches here. It's autumn and winter. It's very stark and very cold, and there I do have a feeling for some of you, it may not be all of you, but I'm almost hearing like all my sinuses have all changed in my head, and I'm hearing myself echoing in my own head, which sounds very strange. But I'm telling you this because it's happening in my body. So there's some relationship for you. I don't know what that is. But this barrenness that I'm seeing feels like, I feel that there is part of that within your body. And I don't understand that message 100%. But what I mean is that there'll be somewhere in your life that feels quite barren and it feels really dried out. Like new life could never come in this area for you. Like you know that if you look forward, if you had a magic time viewer, gosh, I'm making so much sense, that you would not see anything different from what you know. Okay, so both of my ears now changing, like I'm going up a hill. And there is no possibility of new growth coming, and that is because of this shame that you are sitting on top of. And it's time to let it go. It's time to unearth it and bring it into the light. Let's have a look at what else the cards want to talk to us about. Shikana, time to cross the threshold. I love that. That is perfect. This is an expansive card. There's, my ears are still going. There's hummingbird, and I don't know what the other bird is. It could be similar. My ears just keep going. It's like a change happening around your ears. Perhaps you're ready to listen, because look at these these blue bits here. You know, perhaps you're ready to listen now. Perhaps you're ready to hear what this is talking to you about. There's definitely a shift happening in the ears and the sinuses. But there is an opening up. You're ready for this. I want to say the word ripe. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but you are open to the possibility that this could be healing for you. You are open to the possibility that this will bring you like a clearing. I feel it. Yeah, it's opening and clearing for you. And the thing about this is that it brings stability that you didn't know you had. Because before, where the barrenness was, there's much more that wants to come up from within you. No matter how old you are, whether you're very young or whether you're very old, or if you're in between, it really doesn't matter. But what does matter is you listening to this, because there's so much change happening around here. My jaw, you know, around my ears. I'm still not hearing properly, and I'm still feeling my sinuses. So there is so much change ready to happen for you when you allow these words to resonate with you, when you allow them, you know, to be heard, really. Now you have the King of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands, which I absolutely love. The King of Pentacles, the King of Cups. The King of Cups, this is you know, being in control of your emotions, being the person that chooses to allow things to go past them, not reacting, not just reacting. When I say just, it sounds not quite right. But this is you knowing that you feel really calm inside your body, and that all the water and all the emotions and every bit of crap is happening behind you, around you. It's not happening within your body. This is you saying, I can choose to put my emotions down. Sometimes they might spill over, because the cup over here, down here, is spilt over. But this is way more composed than you have ever been in your life. When you're ready to acknowledge this shame and let it come up. because there will be a lot of emotional stuff that comes with it. But the thing about it is, it's at the moment you feel like it has more power over you than it does. Now, I understand this feeling because emotions are something that we're not taught to deal with. We're not taught to, you know, that's probably why you've picked the beautiful blue calcite, very calming. We're not taught that if we allow them to flow, we're taught to stop them. We're taught, you know, you're too emotional. Don't cry. Don't yell. Don't scream. You know, that all of our emotions are too much. And our response to whatever this thing was is too much. Well, that's not what the part of you that knows better for you wants you to know. It wants you to know that it's time for you to see it your way, and to know that these emotions, while they are powerful when we're suppressing them, when we allow them the freedom to move, you know, they teach us what they need to teach us. And then the idea is that they move on and we move on. We don't keep reliving it. Once we get it, we don't have to keep reliving it. Now, the 8 of, oh, you've got 2 8s. I didn't realize that. I think I said the 7 of Pentacles. It's not, it's the 8. You know, you may go through a period of time where you think that you're doing a lot of hard work and you're not seeing the reward for your effort. But, because I feel like there's other groups, I feel like you might do this work on yourself, which is great. If you have the skills. If you don't, you know, watch videos, read books, however you get the skills. But I feel like you might do this yourself. And I feel like that's a great thing. And it will be something that you just chip away at over time. But the great part about that is that this is successful for you, that it moves, that you move beyond it, and that you are able to, it's like you're able to put everything into perspective. It feels almost like, I've never seen this before, but I'm seeing musical notes that, you know, like if your life was a great symphony, that there may be this dark, moody bit, you know, whether it's at the start, whether it's in the middle, whether it's, you know, your first love, whatever, wherever this shame is for you, it's like when you see it as the big symphony. And I did talk about timelines for you too. So there may be this aspect, and you've also got the 8 here, which has got the line. So it may be that you may want to look at, you know, some timeline work or going back in time. But once you see it in all its fullness, you'll realize that this thing here, it meant to teach you something, and then you're meant to move on. You're not meant to get stuck here. You're not meant to bury it in the ground so that when you look behind, there's this big, you know, big grave that you're looking at. It's meant for you to learn from it. And when you learn from it, it's going to collapse down so that it's not a big lump anymore. It's not even a blip. You'll look back and you'll be neutral when you look back. And that momentum and that movement, you're going to move so much further forward. There's going to be a momentous shift for you. And yeah, Spirit is really going to carry you and help you when you agree to do this work. Okay, so we have 2 cards here, and this is a message from Spirit. And I'm going to move this a little bit. So we have Summer, bask in the joy of light, and White Witch, be the light. Both cards are about light. And the first card you have was Raven, which is about, you know, that balance of light and dark. And I feel like, you know, you've spent a lot of time in the dark. And I don't mean that to sound like you're a dark, negative person. I don't believe that at all. What I mean by that is that this shame, this sort of shadow on you and your life has spent a lot of time, taking up too much of your time. This is about basking in the joy and the light. The summer could be important. So for the Northern Hemisphere, you're in your summer now. So it could be that you complete this work, you know, towards the end of your summer. For those in the Southern Hemisphere, we're moving into, or will be moving into the return of the light, so, or our summer. So perhaps this for you will be completed in the summer. And I am feeling that that's a bullseye, like there does feel like this bullseye with the bee. Bees are about community, bees are about rest as well. So if you're doing this work and you feel depleted, or you feel like, you know, it's never ending, or all of those sorts of things, take time to rest. Listen to spirit and, you know, take the time that you need. White Witch, be the light. Again, we have a moth here. So we've got butterflies, we've got moth. Moth's all about, you know, moving towards the light. And we have owl, which, you know, is really very much about wisdom, knowledge, and a real connection to understanding of the self. Now, I don't always see that about owl, but that is how I'm feeling for you, that this is about, and my head just went a little bit spinny then. It's like, this is understanding who you are more so than you've ever done before. And it's a little bit of a similar message for one of the other groups, but quite different messages all up. I feel that you're going to connect more to your higher self. Now, I have used the word spirit in this group, and so it could be that for you, but it does really feel like your higher self, because it feels like you're going to be proud to be who you are. And I don't know if you've felt that way in the past. And this idea of celebration of the self for you feels really good. And it's acknowledging, you know, all of the work that you have done on yourself. Yeah, I feel like I need another card here. Too many cards. We're not taking all those. We are not taking all those. I'm taking the ones that showed up that way. Still a lot of cards. Do I want to take all those cards? Yes, okay. All right. So the first three cards that I pulled that didn't just all jump out, the Knight of Swords, or the first one was the Three of Swords, which is the, you know, the pain card, the heartache, all of those sorts of things. We also have, oh, that was in the reverse, sorry. We also have the Seven of Wands, which is a card of feeling like you're backed up against a wall. And then we have the Knight of Swords, which could be that you, you know, perhaps you rush in and say things that you don't mean, and that you perhaps you do hurt people because you're feeling quite defensive. Don't really know where these messages are coming from, and I don't know how they're relating. I'm just going to give them as they are, and then we'll see what happens. We also have the Eight of Pentacles again in the reverse. We have the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, and we have the Ace of Cups. So the message from these three cards, that is, I feel like you may go against your family tradition or your family line or lineage. And it feels like you're going to, it feels like work, like you're going to have to go beyond and go against what you may have been brought up to believe. I'm not going to elaborate on that, because that's the message, and I don't want to go anywhere, because I know that it's a group reading and it will mean different things for different people. But that will be the thing that frees you emotionally. That'll be the thing that frees you emotionally. It's the thing that allows you to lift your own emotional intelligence up and say, it doesn't matter how I was brought up, it doesn't matter how I've behaved. I know that there is something that I have been, you know, trying to conceal, trying to push down in my life, and it's not working for me. It's time for me to return to the light, to be the light, to understand that my emotions come up when I feel hurt. When I can heal this, I'll move beyond that, and I'll be in this position of feeling in the light and allowing spirit to lift me beyond probably where I think I can access myself. It may feel like you're going against the stream of, you know, how you've been brought up, or like it feels like a loyalty to family, and it could even be friends for some of you. But this is about working on the self, and the self here is very, very important because it will allow you to move on into a newness. And the newness is very bright and very much supported by spirit. Thank you for being here today. If you are looking for a private reading or a personal reading more about this or about anything else, there's a link in the description box below. As always, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Please send this message to friends. If you got something out of it, they might too. Thanks for being here. I'll see you again in the future. Bye for now. Hi there, Pile 3. If you chose the Black and Purple Heart, this is your reading today, all about shame and what messages shame is, is in your life, or why is it still there? Why is it still bothering you? What can you do about it? So the first card we have here is Wren. Which is a beautiful card. The Wren talks all about seeing the god and goddess in everything. It is a very powerful bird when it comes to Druidic traditions. It has a lot of strength. It's seen as having a lot of strength, even though it's very small. It is very powerful and has a lot of cunning. Can be very quick-witted and cunning. But there's also this change here because there's a lightning and related to the lightning god. So there's a big shaking up of energy within you, I feel. I feel like you may have been getting messages for some time now, and you do have a heart that has got, mixed energies in it. It's got the black and it's got the purpley grey, which I never know what they are. I will find out one day. But there does feel very much here like that the shame inside your body is not stable, not settled. It's rumbling, it's getting ready to be released. It's coming up. But the great thing about that is that I feel like it's bringing in something so very new for you. You're birthing something out of this shame. And the thing that this bringing it up to the surface for you will do is it will allow you a really clear, like when you've had a storm or like a rainstorm, a thunderstorm, and afterwards you go outside and everything smells refreshed, everything, that electricity has moved the energy on. It's a very different feeling, and that's the feeling that I'm getting for you, Pile 3, that this rumbling of, whatever this is that the shame is showing up for you, it's definitely on its way out. It's definitely moving on for you, and there's a lot of new growth. Behind this Wren, so much greenery. You see that thundery sky there. It's a time of change and transition, but it's definitely moving in the right direction for you. Wow. Okay. That's awesome. Totemic Puma, Power Awakening. Oh, wow. Look at the colours. I love that. Man. Okay, so we've got a butterfly, rising up in this card. We have all the oranges, so lots of sacral energy happening here. A power awakening. Wow. I'm talking about thunder, talking about a shaking up, a breaking up, a rumbling. And this power awakening, it just feels like more of that energy. For some of you, I feel like there could be some totemic or for some of you, I feel like there might be a bit of shamanic journeying, bit of some dream work. What else? Working with power animals, like wake. Gosh, I've got to stop it. You've got two animals here that, oh wow, there's a very heavy energy coming here, but it's a breaking up of this heaviness. It's like the power that wants to come through. I feel like whatever the thing is that is It is your shame. It's like your body cannot hang on to it anymore. It just cannot. It's just ready to purge it, ready to let it go. Oh, that's great. That's great. I love that for you. I love that for you, pile 3. Page of Swords. Communication could be the way through for you. The Ace of Pentacles. A great idea or opportunity will come up or come into your sphere. And the 10 of Wands, letting this shit go. Excuse my language. But you're ready to let it go. You know, sometimes the reverse position can talk about us maybe wanting to hang on to it, but I don't feel that. I feel like you're giving it up and giving it, you know, letting go and letting God, if you've ever heard of that expression. But this feels quick. Okay, so the Page of Swords is coming in with a message and it's quick. So that breaking up, shaking up, that rumbling that's happening for you, it may feel like your world's turned upside down because this could be really quick. So you may be someone who's going to visit a healer. Okay, that's the only option that they're giving me. So I know not all of you will visit a healer. You may do the work yourself, but the healer feels appropriate here. So you may see someone for a healing and they cut right to the point. They get to this point. Because the reason they do this is because you're ready. Okay, so this Page of Swords is directly pointing at the Wren, because the Wren and this thunderous breaking up energy is already working in your life. So when you go and see the healer, yes, the healer is probably fantastic and suited for you for this thing. The other thing about it is you're ready. You're in the right position. It's the right time for you and you are ready to get on top of it. You're ready to move beyond it. You're ready to let it go. But I do feel like it will shake you up a bit. Now, I don't want to say that because I don't want you to be in fear, but I'll just give you an example. You know, let's say you go and see a healer, you go on a Friday night or a weekend, and then, you know, the next couple of days, you are really noticing that your body is purging, that your body is, you know, this vibrational shift is happening. This thunderclap has happened. You know, there may be a few days where, you know, you're teary, whatever, you know, your body may purge, and then, you know, you'll be able to move on and it'll lessen as it goes through. But there will be some shift for you and it's going to be noticeable. You know, I feel that it's going to be quite a strong body sensation happening here because this is a huge vibrational shift and it's a massive power awakening for you. Let's have a look at what Spirit... I'm sorry. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you because you have 2 healing cards. Look at all the green in there. Look at all the angel and spirit assistance. These cards here are messages from Spirit. You got Earth Guardian, stay rooted and grounded. Medicine Guardian, be open to healing information. You know, the messages that come through there, we've got the flower of life. We have medicine, you know, like ancient medicines. Like I said before, that sort of shamanic kind of thing. It doesn't have to be shaman work or animal spirit work, but it's what it is within your body, it's going to happen in this very earthy way. So whether that is, you know, with any of those types of healings or any other type of healing, you know, it could be acupuncture, but within your body, it's going to be connected at this very elemental. So I just want to shake my hands. It's very elemental for you. And it shifts, it almost shifts sideways. And I don't understand that. Just giving you the message I get. We have the medical caduceus, but we also have the earth medicine is what I'm feeling. We also have a lot of help from above. So call on your angels, call on your guides to make sure that you get the right healing methodology for you. I know you will because it's here, it's coming out. Now we're going to take these ones for you. What does pile 3 need to know on top of this information here? Right, that's it. Expansion, educate your mind and senses. We talked about power awakening. We talked about volcanic. I didn't talk about volcanic, sorry. I talked about thunder. This is the volcano. This is earth splitting open. This is, you know, wherever this shame is situated in your body, it cannot stay there anymore. That's, you know, and the reason being is because you're ready to expand, which is why this is all bubbling up to you in your life, which is why it's rumbling to the surface. And it's like, you can't keep it down. I feel this, the REM is telling me that you're pushing it down. Some of the other groups had a similar thing, but it's not the same. This is combustible. This is ready to emerge, like, quickly, very quickly. There's a lot of quick energies happening here for you. This is not slow moving energy. You know, if this happens within a week of this reading, I wouldn't, or a week or a month, I wouldn't be surprised at all for you. Whereas some of the other groups, their energy wasn't this combustible. It wasn't quick. But the other thing about this is you are ready for this healing. Out of all of the groups, you are ready for it. It's like you've already started this work, and you probably already know that, pile 3. You may want to work with the flower of life or sacred geometry. You may like to sleep on it, put it underneath your pillow. You may want to put something on your third eye to help you find, you know, to connect to your guides and things like that. You know, emerald, green aventurine, jade, new jade, something like that, something green, malachite, but just to connect to that healing aspect. Malachite would be very good, actually. I'm feeling a bit wobbly now that I'm talking about this, because this sort of, the quickness of this energy is just moving so quickly, and I feel like as you hear this message, my throat is going. As you hear this message, you know, you'll actually, I feel like you might even take action straight away from hearing this message. But make sure that you listen to your guides. This is a very, very expansive time for you. You are moving forward rapidly, and it's really good. It's really what you need. Thank you for being here. This is a general reading. If you would like a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below. If you've enjoyed this reading, please like it. Please share it with family and friends. You know, send it on to people you might think enjoy it. Thank you for spending your time with me. I would love it if you would join me again in the future. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a video. Bye for now.